Hello and welcome back to the Achievement Planner, and today we're going to be talking about Lego Worlds, one of the most misunderstood Lego games because it's unlike any other Lego game that you will ever play. It's basically an open world sandbox game. People compare it to Minecraft, and it is really an awesome game. But if you are confused and you don't know how to work the controls and do what you have to do, you might hate it like I did in the beginning. I absolutely hated it and said, I'm not doing this. And then I kept playing. So let me help you understand it so that you don't get so frustrated like I did and like a lot of people probably did. So, yeah. So let me go through this. 71 achievements. 71? Are you kidding? No, I'm not. 61 base game achievements. So these are the achievements throughout the game, and then there are 2 DLCs. Each one has 5 achievements, so that's in all 71 for 1,345 gamer score. That's a lot. So now difficulty-wise, I would say about 1 to 10, but I would say 2 to 10 really. It's not hard to play. No Lego game is really hard to play necessarily, except for some races. But this one doesn't have races. But now if it's about the time you have to spend to get the achievements in this game, how difficult it is to have to put in that time, it's 10 out of 10. It was very frustrating, and patience is needed for this, for 1,000. So anyways, speaking of which, completion time, about 50 to 60 hours. It took about 25 hours for me to do almost the entire game, including the DLCs, all the achievements. 2 specific single achievements took me about 25 hours. So I will go over that. So one playthrough on these Lego games is usually you just do one playthrough and then collect everything. All right. So category 1, story achievements, 15 achievements for 290 gamer score. And normally I just write the story achievement names and I don't tell you what they are, but I just wanted to go over it quickly. So basically what you do for the story is you start your adventure, which is one of them. Then you do the 3 training biomes: pirate playground world, prehistoric peril world, and construction capers world. All right, and you do those trainings. It teaches you how to use all of your Lego tools, and then you collect up to 100 gold bricks. And you can collect more than 100 gold bricks, but for the achievements, 100 is the final, and that's when you become the master builder. All right, and so that was probably a bad imitation, but yeah, that's all you have to do for the story. Now, I mentioned these Lego tools. So the Lego tools you have, and this is what confused me at first, you have to do these missions to get bricks. And you have different Lego tools. So one of them is a discovery tool. And every single item you see in this world, you can discover. Oh, look, a tree. Discover, right? And oh, look, a person. Discover. So sometimes you have to do a mission. And then once you do a mission, you could discover that person or animal or whatever or vehicle. So you need to go around and discover things, and then with that same tool, you can build that same item. So if you discovered a pig, you could build 100 pigs. You can do that if you really want. That's right. So anyway, so one of the other tools, I know, I'm not funny. One of the other tools is a paint tool. So one of the missions they might ask you is paint this building this color, and you unlock colors as you go. So that might be one of the missions, and then you get a brick for that sometimes. Sometimes they have missions that have no bricks, by the way. But also, by the way, if you see someone with a mission, do the mission, do their next mission. Sometimes that third mission from a specific character is the brick. So just keep doing missions, all right? And so another tool is the creation tool, where you kind of you unlock Lego pieces. Like when you buy a Lego kit and there are the little pieces, you can unlock those pieces. So if you want a red piece with 1 bump on it, you could build that, and you unlock these pieces. So you can put them all in a row, and you have a wall. There you go. So sometimes people want you to build like a wall for their house or a whole building. That's another one of the missions. And another one even is where you have to dig holes. Someone's trapped in a hole, you have to get them out or something. So you have another tool that can dig in the ground or build land. So if you want to get up higher to get something, you build up the land to do it. So you have a whole bunch of different things you could do. The last thing I'll say about the missions is camera. Sometimes they want you to take a picture of them. Sometimes they want you to take a picture of them with something like I don't know, whatever. So those are the missions, and don't give up on the missions. You can keep loading new worlds to find new missions. If you run out of missions on your world you're on, the biome you're on, you can keep getting random worlds and random worlds and random worlds over and over and over again to get new missions. At some point you might think there are no more missions left. There are. Just keep doing new worlds. And eventually when you get to 100 gold bricks, you will not only have most of the items unlocked, but you'll see. You'll have all the tools you need. All right, so that's basically the story. That's a long-winded, but it's necessary to know all of that because I didn't know any of that going into this. So, category 2. Let's talk about these achievements. Miscellaneous achievements, 15 achievements for 190 gamer score. So, number 1, hopping hot and high, bounce on lava 7 times consecutively. So, some of the biomes have lava in it, and you just have to jump on the lava and hurt your butt or whatever, and 7 times in a row without going onto regular land. There you go. All right, number 2, proficient parkour prowess. Completed 15 seconds of consecutive climbing, jumping, or backflipping. And the way I think I did this one was I dug a hole as far down to the ground as I could, and I just climbed out of it. And you can dig pretty far. So I just climbed out of it. That was it. It took 15 seconds of that. That's how far it took. So, also, you can climb onto anything. If you fall off a cliff and you grab the cliff, you can climb. Unlike all the other Lego games where if you fall, you can't climb back, This game is really good with that. All right, number 3, the ultimate skydive. Skydive uninterrupted from the highest point possible to the lowest point possible. So the way I think I did this, if I remember correctly, I dug a hole all the way down. I built up land all the way up, kind of like a pillar. I climbed all the way up that pillar, and then I jumped. And as long as I didn't hit the wall and grab on, and I fell into the hole far enough and didn't grab onto the wall, which is the annoying part, that fall will be enough to get that achievement. All right. So it took me a couple times just to make sure I didn't grab onto anything. All right. Number 4, troublemaker takedown. Caught a troublemaker, and you'll see these little fellas, these little silly fellas sticking their tongue out of you, and they are either holding bricks, which if you catch them by pressing on my controller, it was B. An Xbox. So you catch them, you basically tackle them, and then you get what they're holding. Usually gold bricks, also brick element pieces, which are like the different bricks you would use to build something. And we'll talk about that. But anyway, try to catch every troublemaker you find. All right, that is very important. So you catch one, you get that achievement. All right, 5, champion of combat capers, defeat 7 enemies in a streak with a maximum of 12-second gap in between. So yeah, that was just, I had some good weapons. I think I used maybe a laser gun or something. Yeah, I don't exactly remember exactly how I did it, but you'll get that as you play. Bartering, banter, and balloons. Oh my. All right, bought something from the night trader. So at night, there is this other person who comes in a balloon, and you could buy things from them. By the way, top right corner of their balloon sale is a lot of times a piece, a Lego element piece. Buy that piece when you see it. Just do it. I promise. It's not that expensive. Buy that piece, because I had to grind this over and over for 25 hours almost to get enough pieces. All right, we'll talk about that. But if you see that trader, the top right corner, get that piece if it's an actual Lego piece. Not if it's like an ice cream, or not if it's like a head or something. Head. Blech. But like if it's a 2x4 piece, buy it. All right. So yeah, buy something. Into the Abyss, number 7. Dived continually for 3+ minutes. And once again, like I always say, even though this video is going to be longer than the other ones, this stuff is necessary to get all these little hints I'm going to give you, because you don't have to actually dive. You can dive, quote, in the water. So if you are the skeleton, or if you are the guy who could breathe underwater, or if you are... there are other characters, but if you can swim underwater without losing your breath or without dying, you just swim for 3+ minutes and you will get this, because I could not figure out a way possible to actually dive from the sky. So I just swam for 3 minutes without coming up out of water, and I got that one. So make sure you do it that way, or if you want to try to figure out how to dive in it. All right, 8, it's dangerous to go alone. found an item in a chest. So one of the other things in this game that was very confusing for me are there are these treasure chests. There are the regular small ones that have studs in them, which you could break all over. But then there are these huge chests. And usually they're hidden underground, or they're in some other place that's harder to get to, or sometimes on top of a building. Those items also have brick element pieces that you need to grind to get all of them, which is annoying. So if you find a chest, always open it. Sometimes it's just things you can build. All right. Sometimes it's a pyramid or something. I found a pyramid. I found a keyboard, a piano keyboard. All different things. But you find one, you get that. Number 9, the Great and Grand Grappler. Accumulated 10 plus seconds of consecutive zip time with the grapple gun in one grapple session. So as you get bricks, you unlock the grapple gun, and you just have to keep pressing it onto the different buildings, and before you stop, you just have to press it onto the next one, until you get 10 seconds. Yeah. All right. Civilization. Found and walked around a town. So I think I did the monster one, actually, the monster town. It was the DLC. No, it wasn't the monster. It was a different one. I just walked all around the whole place, and I don't think it was a big place, so I was able to walk around and I got it. I actually got it without trying. So maybe it was the monster. I don't know. 11, photogenic. Took a picture of a posing character, and I realized it's too late. That's why I was like, oh, just take a picture of them? Okay. So you take a picture, and I think if you keep your camera out, I forget exactly, if you keep your camera out long enough, they will pose for you. So, yeah, just do that, and you'll get that. Number 12, dark, dank, and dangerous. Found a dungeon. And I found this because you could unlock the dungeons, but also I was digging in the ground in certain places. I think I found it on the sand world biomes, the ones with the pyramids and stuff. And I found a dungeon in the ground, and I just went in and I started breaking stuff. So there you go. So I would say maybe dig underground in that world. 13, ravenous stud collector. Collected 60,000 plus studs in single streak, no more than 2 seconds between each stud collected. So one way you could do this is to sell stuff to the night trader. If you sell stuff to the trader, there are things that are worth a lot. So if you get like a jewel, I think even one jewel is worth 60,000 sometimes. So basically, if you sell enough stuff at one time, and then the night trader gives it to you, that's a good way to get that. All right, 14, all biomed out. I got this without really trying in getting the 100 bricks. I just kept going to new places, and as you kept doing it, you found all the biomes. I think also doing the legendary bricks may have helped me get to some of the biomes I wasn't at, so we'll talk about the legendary bricks. And 15, full-scale musical, played in all the music note bricks within 10 seconds. So here's the thing. There's a keyboard that you find, which I actually found after I got this achievement, a piano keyboard. And it's huge. You just have to walk on it. But if you cannot find it, which you may not find because it's very random, you can put down, you unlock, as you do things, you unlock each note, and I'm a musician, so I'm going to say it like this, but you unlock a C sharp, a D, a D sharp, an E. You unlock 2 octaves, 24. You unlock 24, basically like things you could paint. Oh, it's in the paint tool. You could paint a C note. You could paint a C sharp note, and there are 24 notes, and they're all in a row. When you go to the paint tool, you could paint all 24 of those notes out on the ground anywhere, and then just walk across them, and then you will get it. And that's how I actually got it. So so there are 24 of those. You can find them in the paint tool, and you'll see them in a row. And if you don't know what a chromatic scale is, which a lot of you probably do not, it's a 2-octave chromatic scale. So if you look up what a chromatic scale is, starting on C, it'll show you C sharp, D. I know. Information, a lot of information. Just, there are 24 of them, and they'll be in order. Or you could look up what a chromatic scale is, the CD order. Oh, boy. So, sorry. This is about gaming, not music. So, category 3, animal achievements. 8 achievements for 80 gamer score. These are all the achievements you do for just doing things with animals, obviously. Number 1, pink steed. Chase down and rode a pig. Not hard. You'll get this eventually. All right. Number 2, badger. Rode a badger. You'll get a badger eventually. Actually, these animals, most of the time, you could actually jump on them and ride them immediately. You don't have to do a mission. Sometimes you need to do a mission to unlock them, though. Okay. So even like the dragon, eventually, you could just jump on it and start shooting fireballs. All right. So 3, creature comforts. Rode 4 different creatures within 60 seconds. So I unlocked a bunch of animals, and then I just put them all in one place. I put a whole bunch of them, I think. So I must have jumped from like the horse. You press Y next to the pig, and then Y to the ostrich or whatever, you know. So, oh dear. 4, fluffy steed. Chase down and rode a sheep. Same thing. Find a sheep, jump on it. All right. 5, champion of champions. Had 2 tame pets following you at the same time. All you have to do is as soon as you do a mission, let's say you find a squirrel who wants ice cream, and you find let's say squirrel. A squirrel who wants, I don't know, ice pop. I don't know why I thought of those 2 things. But if you get them for them, they will follow you as you do their mission. Those are their missions, basically. They don't give you bricks. So if you do that, you get that achievement. And if you do the next one, Pied Piper of Squirreldom, and you have 5 squirrels following you around at the same time, you will also get that. I think if you discover the squirrel and you build 5 squirrels, they might chase you immediately. They might go with you, or they might wander. I don't know. I forget, actually. But that you could try that maybe. All right, number 7, land shark. So if you're in the water and you find a shark, you can most likely jump on it with the Y, and ride it. Or I think if you also discover one, you could also build one on the land. All right, but I rode one from the water onto the land. All right, 8, a well-trained dragon. Blew up another player with a ridden dragon fireball. So I will put up a guide for where. So what you can do eventually when you... Actually, I don't know how soon you can do it. I think you can do it pretty early on. You can go to specific worlds that they have already in the system of Lego Worlds. And it's usually X and then a number, Y a number, and Z a number. It's a coordinate, X, Y, Z coordinate. Some of them are negative, by the way, -12 or whatever. So if you put a certain coordinate in, which I will share a video for, a guide for, you will find a dragon up on the cloud. Someone said, go here. So I climbed up the mountain. I went up to the sky, and in the cloud up in the sky that was a little red, there was a dragon. I jumped on the dragon. I went on his back. I put my other controller on, or you could play with a friend, and you shoot a fireball at them and break them. There you go. You get that achievement. Once you found that coordinate, it was super easy to get. Finding that coordinate's the problem, but that's why I have my guide. All right, so category 4, item vehicle achievements, 6 achievements for 60 gamer score. 1, duet. Played an instrument next to another player playing a different instrument. So you play with another partner, or you play with another controller. You unlock instruments as you play, as you go through the story. And you just put one in one hand and one in the other, and you make them both play. All right? Number 2, trumpet. Play the trumpet to an elephant. You find an elephant. If you've unlocked the trumpet, you play it, and it dances, and you get the achievement. Same thing for number 3, Highland Cool. Highland Coo, not Highland Cool. That's an exclamation point. Played bagpipes to a brown bull. Same thing. You unlock the bagpipes for the brown bull. And unlocking these instruments you get from doing the missions. I got them all. I didn't have to try. 4, insane stunts. Achieve 5 consecutive seconds of vehicle airtime, not including off the edge of the world. So this was annoying because I had to build up the entire... like that big pillar again, like I was talking about, build it all the way up as high as you can in the sky, climb the thing, and then somehow you have to just build a vehicle up on top, and then get in the vehicle and drive off. So if the pillar's not big enough, you might have to build another hole. Again, you could do that, this one and the other one together, and then go into the hole with it. I think it should be enough for 5 seconds. Should be high enough, but you might have to build the hole also, or dig a hole. Number 5, tremendous vehicular terraformer. Use the terraforming ability of all capable vehicles, and there are lists you could find online of each vehicle, but you'd have to turn the vehicle on. I think it was X on the controller, and once you find each of those vehicles, you capture them, you save them, you save the vehicles, and then you just put it out, you get in it, you use the terraforming ability, and that's it. So you just need a list of what that is. All right. I'm not sure if I'll put up a guide with all those lists. I might do that. I might do that. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'll obviously you'll know because the video will be out. Number 6, flying paintbrush. splatted a seagull with a paintball gun while it was in mid-flight. And if you notice, this is my final one in this section because the paintball gun was so hard to find. I had already unlocked the seagull. That wasn't the problem. So I went to the world that had like the weird cars and like the tractor trailer, like back, like metal trailer things that you could put stuff in. I don't know what the word is for it. But anyway, there are paintball players in that world. It's like a weird, like deserty kind of world with cars around it and robots and stuff. So if you do missions for those people, the paintball people and the people in that area, they will give you a paintball gun. And then you just have to build the seagull or find one. You can find them on the snow biome. You can find them on the beach biome. But those are the two big ones. And just hit it while it's flying. Yeah. Poor seagull. All right, category 5, legendary brick achievements. 15 achievements for 300 gamer score. Let me tell you how confusing this was. Okay, so you need to. So basically, you can find in the treasure chests little parts of a QR code that eventually you could take those parts of a QR code and build a QR code. And then you scan that QR code and it tells you what the coordinates, the X, Y, Z coordinates are for each legendary brick. That is a long process. If you want, you could just find a list of the coordinates. In fact, I will be putting up a guide video of every single coordinate and they show you what it looks like and where it is. So you need to, once you get that, you go to whatever coordinate it is and you have to find on, it said when you press the pause menu, it shows you the coordinate you're at. And you have to just match up the 3 parts of the coordinate and you'll find a giant Lego piece. And you just have to go up to it and you will get the achievement. And there are also some treasure chests with some purple studs in it next to it also. But, oh, and a big treasure chest. But basically, once I figured out how to find the coordinates, or how to get to the coordinates in each of these places, I just did one after the other, got all 300 gamer score in one sitting. So it wasn't hard. But to find that, it was just confusing at first. All right, category 6, time-consuming achievements. 2 achievements for 60 gamer score. Oh dear. All right, let me tell you, I almost gave up at this point and said, all right, I'm not going to have these 2. I almost gave up. This took me 25 hours. All right, number 1, Designer's Delight. Do not give up. I'm not saying give up. Don't give up. Designer's Delight, 20 gamer score, collected all the brick elements. All right, and I'm going to put up videos of me probably right now while I'm talking of me collecting all the brick elements. So here are how you get them. You get them from treasure chests, which unfortunately I had to do over and over. All right, the best place to do it, especially the paths. There are like the ground pieces where like the road or whatever, they're squares. Those are the hardest ones to find, especially because the troublemakers. One of the ways to find these brick elements is to catch the troublemakers. They will hold them. So you just keep catching them. You'll do that. Another way to get these brick elements is to do the night trader. The top right corner is the brick element. Usually you can just buy a brick element. They usually carry them. Another way to get that trader to come out is when you get the time turner, you could turn time. You just keep going to night. And they only come at night, so it's easier to get them to come if you change it to night. So troublemakers is number 1. The balloon person is number 2, and the third one really is treasure chests, and it is a pain. So I created a huge world. Eventually, when you can create worlds when you have 100 bricks, I created a huge world in the desert, and in that desert there were pyramids and sphinxes. Sphinxes or Sphinx? I think that might be plural too. Anyway, and I just dug into the Sphinx, dug into the pyramid. If it wasn't a chest, treasure chest, I went to the next one. Treasure chest, something to build. Brick element, right? I did that for part of the 25 hours because these two took me 25 hours. So it is a grind. A lot of people don't have the patience for that, but basically to get these brick elements, those are the 3 best options. And luckily, while I was doing the second achievement in this category, I happened to be on a tiny island where I was doing it, and I saw the little troublemakers out of the corner of my eye while I was doing the billion studs, and I would stop doing the billion studs, save, and then grab the troublemaker, get a piece, do the knight person when the balloon came down, grab a piece, start doing the billion studs again. So until the troublemakers run out of brick elements and the balloon people run out of brick elements, that's when you're like, oh no. All right, so I hope that was all clear how to get that. I want you to understand how frustrating it is. But I don't want you to give up. You can do it. It's not as hard as it seems. It's just boring. You know what? Watch a TV show while you're doing it. There you go. Listen to a book or something. Talk to someone. All right, so number 2, billionaire. 40 gamer score, collect a billion studs. It used to have to be in one sitting. Can you believe that nonsense? So they fixed that. You do not have to do it in one sitting. I did 200 million at one point, saved. By the way, when you do the tactic I'm going to tell you, save as much as possible. So the ways you can do this are play like for years and just collect studs normally. Or you can kind of do the glitch a little bit. So there is a town, which I'm going to put in the guide. I'm going to put all this in the guide. I'm going to put it up. So you find a town that has a bank. You find a safety deposit box in the bank, and you copy it. All right, you discover it. Then you go to another place. You can stay in the same place, actually. And you use the all tool. So like there's a tool that you have, it's a free tool. And in the free tool, you could build, you could paint, you could do every single other tools thing in there. So in the free tool, listen to me, free tool, you need to find in the discover part of the free tool, the safety deposit box, and then you build 3 of them. If you build more than that, it'll probably glitch out. But I built 3 of it. And then you have 3 connected. You have to go then into the pieces tool and build any piece. I use the 1 times 1 little square with the 1 bump Lego piece, you know, the flat one. I just put it on top. Then you have to go into, well, you put it on top of the other ones on one of the bumps. All right, so you're getting there. All right, so now you have to build a vehicle, put the vehicle next to this whole thing. The guide will show you this. All right. And I'll go over this one more time quickly. So you go in a vehicle, you have to go in the vehicle. If you don't go in the vehicle, all the studs that drop you will not collect. If you're just standing, they'll go all over the place. Okay, so this guarantees you get all the studs if you're in a vehicle. All right, then another controller gets turned on. You turn on another controller, and you go back to the free tool and copy. And you copy the 3 safety deposit boxes, or however many you have, plus that little extra Lego piece you put on it, and it will copy the Lego piece, not the boxes. But because those boxes are attached to it, it will copy the boxes. Then you raise it up, you press right bumper, bring it up right above the other one that you already put. And as you spam A over and over and over, you will drop so many studs, it's ridiculous. So you can get about 1 million studs, I guess, in, I don't remember exactly. Not a long time, a couple minutes, 1 million studs, maybe even a minute, 1 million studs. But think about how long it takes to get 1 billion. All right. So yeah. So but as long as the second person is spamming A as much as possible over and over and over, it might take you 15 hours, but the other character will get enough. Now, every 10 million studs I think I saved, because if it glitches out and you have to restart, which happened a bunch of times, you lose all your progress. Isn't that fun? So, oh man. So, just to quickly go over that one more time, you go to the biome I'm showing you, you go to the coordinates, you get the safety deposit box, you use the free tool, you build 3 safety deposit boxes or however many you want, and then you put an extra Lego piece on top of it. You go into a vehicle next to it, and then you use another controller or another person to use the free tool to copy all of that, especially that piece, put it above it, and spam A so that it keeps breaking all these studs so that the other person in the vehicle will collect it. Good luck. All right, and that guy will help you with that. Oh, man. All right, so that was challenging. Category 7, Classic Space Pack DLC Achievements. 5 achievements for 165 gamer score. No space like home. Player has taken intergalactic girl to the classic space biome. So there's a space girl with a spacesuit on. You just bring her there and use her there. You get that one. Number 2, what does this button do? Shot 10 rockets from the mobile rocket launcher. So that's a vehicle you'll find on the biome. And you just have to shoot 10 rockets. All right. Number 3, no space for spiders. Defeated 8 large space spiders within 40 seconds. There are a whole bunch of spiders. I think if you kill one, you could get it, like collect it, and then you just build a whole bunch around you and just kill them all, and then that way they're all there. It's not like you have to find any. All right. Number 4, one giant leap for Lego kind. Drove a space buggy and launched it into the air for 3 seconds. So the way I did this was, once you discover the space buggy, you just, again, build a huge pillar up in the sky or whatever, build a tower, and you get up there, you get in that car, and you skydive off it with in the space buggy. So same thing. You could probably get those 3 about the falling. You can get those 3 with the same thing you built. In fact, I think I did. All right, number 5, Space Jam. Played some lunar tunes on the moon with another player whilst using a different musical instrument. So same thing as the other one. You have 2 characters with your other controller, and you put 2 different instruments, and that's it. The space one was not hard at all. It was real easy. Category 8 Monsters Pack DLC achievements. It was harder. 5 achievements, 180 gamer score. So Monster Mash. Played a guitar solo in the monster biome stage area in front of the crowd. In every monster biome area or place you go, you'll see it. There's a stage somewhere. So I think in everyone. So you go to the stage, and as long as you've found the guitar from doing missions or whatever, you just play it on the stage. There you go. Finding the guitar is random, and finding the stage is not the easiest, but you'll find it there. So that's all you have to do for that. I just couldn't find a guitar. That's why it took so long. All right. Number 2, It's Alive. Created a single custom character using a part from each of the new monster characters. So you need to do missions for all these characters and discover them, or else you can't use their pieces. But once you discover a character, you can use any piece from them. So I think the ones I used were the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde guy, the skeleton guy, the scary boy, the witch. There are a whole bunch of characters. You can find a list of that online. I do not believe you need the bug dude or lady, I guess, and you don't need the chicken. All right, the guy dressed up as a chicken. You do not need those. I didn't need those. So for some reason you do, I don't know why, but I did not need those 2. All right. Number 3, the Mayor of Monsterville. Stake a claim to Monster Town by playing as the classic vampire character in the Monsters Pack. I'm going to put up a guide right now for how to get this vampire. You need to go to a specific place, a specific coordinate, which it will tell you, and you need to do a couple missions around this haunted house, or around this house, and you need to do them in the specific order. And then once the vampire is there, you need to kill the vampire so that you can discover him. And you can only kill him with a specific type of weapon. So that guy will show you how to do that. But you need that vampire. Once you have the vampire, and yes, you can turn into a bat. It's awesome. All right, Sucker for Love. Finding Lord Vampire's bride was not hard at all. She was there in the monster area. But you collect the vampire once you beat him and her. And you have to go up to the top of the castle. There's a castle. You'll find it in the monster biome. And you have to go inside the castle, not on top of it, not in the main area, inside the castle where there are like test tubes. It's almost like a lab, and you need to have both of them in that lab area. That's something that's confusing to people because they always think, well, I'm on the castle. Why isn't it working? You need to be in that specific area, and I think I'll be putting up a video of it right now on my thing so you see it, I think. Anyway, and then the last one, Color Me Spooked. Once you get all these characters, so I did have to collect the bug dude. I did have to collect. No, I didn't. Sorry, I did not. Use the paintball gun to splatter paint on all the new monster characters. So I know. Every single one of these new monster characters, which you can find a list of, you just shoot them with the paintball gun, and they get mad and chase you. So anyway, that, my friends, is Lego Worlds, and I do not regret doing those 2 achievements. I do not regret playing this game. I love it, and I'm probably going to play and discover more things and do some fun things with it. So I hope you enjoy it just as much, and all the confusion is gone. All right? By the way, if you ever have any questions, just comment below and ask me any questions. I'd be happy to answer anything. Otherwise, I'll see you next time on the Achievement Planner.